what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and today I'm going to show you my Clockwork tower, my steampunk clock tower inside Planet Coaster. Alright, so I made a little park here. I'm going to make a bunch of different crazy steampunk stuff here. We're going to go ahead and resume this. Now, I know there's a lot of people making some really awesome steampunk little like houses to individual shops and rides, all sorts of steampunk stuff. I see people making like freaking blimps and things. Awesome, fantastic. However, I think I can, add a little bit to it. Now, this is my first custom creation. I do plan on uploading this to the Steam Workshop. I think this is cool. I've been having fun with this, and overall, Planet Coaster has been an absolute blast. If you guys want to see my Let's Play series, clickety-clack that. Also, I do stream almost every day for Planet Coaster. We've been running through the campaigns, so stay hyped for that. And thanks for 10K subs, by the way, friends. All right, so here is my Clockwork tower, my steampunk-inspired tower. Now, as you can see, it's actually the default clock tower, just with some things taken away and added to it. I think this is looking pretty freaking snazzy. I mean, I could even show you at night here. If we actually set the time to 10 p.m. here, clickety-clack that, you can see the lighting engine, and all the different effects really come to life here as well. So yeah, a lot of the different effects. I had a lot of inspiration for this design too, and don't worry, it's functional, but let's just talk about the aesthetics. I was really inspired by a couple of different, really anime, I guess, anime and manga, specifically for the whole design here concept. So I was thinking of Knights of Sidonia, the manga. Really love the architecture designs of that, very futuristic. I'm very claustrophobic as well. Same thing with Ghost in the Shell, and I'm gonna have to say Howl's Moving Castle definitely made a big inspiration here, especially with the roof and the top here. Howl's Moving Castle is a pretty big inspiration. So those are the inspirations and for the design concepts here. But as we move through, I'm going to kind of give out, how I designed this and, how I built it. And of course, the functionality of it. Because unlike many other people's buildings, this functionally serves a very unique purpose that I just haven't seen on the workshop yet. So I think it's pretty cool. And in fact, the function of this tower was the first thing that I did. The design, that all came second. The first thing I built was the pathway and the vendors inside. So let's actually set this today so we can really see everything kind of properly here. Okay, so the first thing I did was I tried to mix and match some different tower designs so I can have all the vendors in one single place. I really wanted to build something kind of claustrophobic, something very minimalistic, because that's my favorite kind of roller coaster tycoon maps. Whenever I would design them in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 Open, I really had a lot of fun with that, which by the way is co-op and it's free, so you can get that now. Here, let's press T so we can really fly in here. As you can see, everything is super compact and close and claustrophobic, which actually works with the design very well. But like I said, functionally, that was the first thing I did. So I realized that probably the best for pathing and for ergonomics and for the peeps is probably to have about this design. So what I did is I had beverages all stacked on top, literally stacked on top of each other. Luckily, the pathing matches that height, so it worked out. So we have food all stacked up, beverages all stacked up. We have like hats and like just little I don't know what to call them, dude. Knickknacks, kind of. Yeah, that's all stacked up. And then we have utility stuff, so restrooms and first aid kits all stacked up there. And ATMs is there's an ATM randomly up there. But yeah, this is every vendor in the game at the moment. And luckily, with these dimensions, it just happened to fit inside the base clock tower. And I'm actually going to show you the difference between the normal clock tower and this clock tower. So yeah, I really wanted to take a normal building and then add on to it and give my own flavor to it. So here is the base clock tower. As you can see, a lot has changed. quite a lot. It's quite dramatic. However, I use the same colors and everything, and we will go over the exact differences. But the normal clock tower is completely hollow on the inside. Obviously, this is functionally different. The peeps will use this. The vendors will be booming and popping. It'll be awesome. Also, and it just kind of looks cool. Now, no, seriously, guys, I put a lot of love and effort into this, okay? I want to show it off. I want to show it off. I know it could be better, but I want to show it off. So I've got some lighting. Like I said, very inspired by a couple of different manga. So here we are. So we have a mix of basically, I think, we have a mix of Old West stuff. So you can see there's like some railroad tracks. There's a lot of wood here as well. So a lot of wood, Old West style things. We also have very futuristic. Yeah, that's kind of like the Knights of Sidonia look there. The very futuristic kind of look. And, just a little mix of Victorian kind of. Now, one thing that I like comparing to the clock tower is these, are these called turrets? Anyways, these little cone things, these little hats, these roof hats, I've actually turned those into drills. So, you know, that was one very obvious thing that I could do to make it more steampunk. Also, I was kind of lazy and I added entire brushes or entire objects into this. So I think maybe you could potentially create some of these kind of things. Okay, here's an example. Actually, if I break the magic here, so at a distance, this looks like a bunch of chimneys and everything, but really up close, this is just a water tower stuck on. This is a freaking train track. This is a water wheel. But you know, I've got all these details and everything added to it, so it kind of looks like some sort of machinery, some sort of crazy machinations. And this is an oil pump, and you know, just all sorts of weird stuff. We got freaking windmills and shit. There's a witch's hut in there for a lot of the effects too, by the way. But yeah, there's just like a bunch of objects that normally it would look out of place, but when you compact it with so much detail, it begins to kind of look like something else. It begins to kind of look like a steampunk tower. So I've got a bunch of random stuff, and there's a lot of small details, I think, that kind of add to it. Here's one thing, like I made these things actually have, it looks like motors, kind of. That's actually just a spinning gear. So that's actually the same as this stuff, but I put it inside there. So it's just, you know, a lot of small details, and of course those effects, you know, lots of effects actually, all throughout this place that really adds to the overall aesthetic, and it makes it feel believable, kind of. You know, got this steam and these boiling water and water poking out, and it's supposed to look really haphazard, you know? That's why the wood is holding it together and everything, and that's kind of inspired from the goblin engineering from World of Warcraft. You know, everything is just like, basically they'll have a bomb that's kind of just like duct taped together. Yeah, that'll hold. See, right here we have a cannon that's actually firing out, but you know, just casually at a distance, it kind of looks like a pipe is kind of rupturing pressure just a little bit. You know what I'm saying, guys? But now a lot of the effects also come from just weird things. Okay, so like this green smoke is from the witch's house. I just threw a witch's house in there. Why did I do that? Because it was easy. Okay, I probably could have made some other effect. I probably could have made something that did those effects, whatever. I just threw it in there because, fuck, it's my first building, and it worked out in the end. Yeah, so one thing that I really liked, and why I added a bunch of these random machines, is the sound. So if I get real close here, now maybe you can't hear because of the equalization, but there's lots and lots of machinery going on. There's lots of audio. In fact, there are some things that literally you don't see at all, but I just put in there just for the audio. Just for the audio. And other things are mostly hidden just so you can see the moving parts. So I'm going to show you another thing. So we're going to go down here, and I'm really proud of this, I think. So we have this moving piece in here. This moving piece of machinery. Now, normally people, you probably don't even know what this is. Like, what, Sky, what is, how'd you get that? I don't see that object in the freaking scenery. How did you do that? So actually, that is the tentacle. See, the tentacle has this moving platform that, well, it moves and it's all, you know, machinery. I thought that'd be perfect. Now, the only way to really get it to work is to put it into the ground so you don't see the tentacle, but there's that. I probably would have added one for the Kraken head, but the Kraken head made a very obvious Kraken sound effect, so I kind of didn't want that. This is better, and I like the sounds from this. Also, I hid a barrel. There is actually there's a moving barrel thing I actually put down there it is. This barrel thing, okay, so this spawns a barrel and rolls it down. It makes a very kind of machiney kind of sound, and so I put it there just for the sound effects. And I think the sounds really add to it. So when you have just this in the center of your park, because it is a hub, it is a bazaar, it's a shopping mall, you might probably want it either at the very beginning or in the middle of your park somewhere in a prime location. You're going to hear a lot of different sound effects, and it's just going to make it so much better. Okay, so I took that into consideration. I think overall it looks really, really good. Now I did decorate the inside just a little bit sparingly. I know you're not going to see it too much, but I did decorate it just a little bit. Okay, just enough. I think that's worthwhile. I didn't want to overload it, and I didn't want to waste my time. It's really supposed to be minimalistic, simple, and kind of messy at the same time. Kind of messy. It's not elegant, I know that, but the inspiration that I was drawing from also isn't very elegant itself. And I know, I guess, if you were to look at some of these designs, if you were to look at some of these brushes, these objects, that don't make no sense. Like, Sky, what are you doing? I know, guys, but that's the point. It's steampunk, it's crazy, it's ridiculous. You're supposed to look at it from a macro kind of viewpoint. You're not supposed to go in with a microscope and analyze every little part and piece. It's just supposed to be some artistic thing, and that's what it is, okay? That's all it is. Now, this is my first piece that I did. I am planning on doing some different things, taking usual buildings. I think I'm going to do a fairy tower next. I might make a spiral-powered roller coaster around it or something. But every time I'm gonna do one of these things, it's gonna be functional, okay? So this is a bazaar. It's got every shop that you could need and want, and literally every shop that's in the game currently at the moment, and it functionally works like that. The pathways also work, and also the pathway, I think, is really, really good. This is definitely coming from a huge amount of inspiration coming from Knights of Sidonia, where they had the pathways, like, floating in this, like, basically, you know, really, really dangerously in between different structures and things. So that's how it was inspired. It's also asymmetrical, which I kind of like as well. I could have made it symmetrical, but everyone making objects and scenery pieces and buildings in the Steam Workshop is doing symmetrical shit. And I don't think that's in the spirit of true steampunk. So that's why I went with this. Very Howl's Moving Castle-ish looking, and I guess I could have made it more my own by actually changing around some of the walls and everything. But in the end, I wanted to make my own thing, but I still kind of wanted to, you know, be inspired and directly taken from another object. It's just what I wanted to do. So I think this is going to be cool. I think it's pretty fun. It's functional. And from here, this is going to be the starting point of my custom sandbox, Steam sandbox, freaking steampunk, steampunk sandpark, park, whatever, guys. Anyways, so this is going to be the beginning of something really awesome. I just wanted to show it off. So yeah, overall, I have been having fun with Planet Coaster. I wanted to show off something custom that I made. I know people talk in reviews and they say that, oh man, the custom sandbox mode is so cool, but I really wanted to show you something that I actually made, something original that I made to prove that, yeah, no, that this mode is awesome. Sandbox is pretty cool. You can make some cool stuff, and you can share it on the Steam store page. You can do that and download it, and you can see everyone else's steampunk content as well. It's pretty hype, guys, pretty hype. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you're enjoying Planet Coaster. I want you guys to have fun. Thanks for watching. My name is Skylent, and I'll see you guys in the next one.